everyone, and welcome back to Chakra Yin Yoga. This is a series of 7 classes, and we have reached the 4th one today. And the heart center, Anahata center, which means unstruck, which means underneath all of the layers around our heart center, we have a pure love for all beings everywhere. So we are dedicating this class to our heart center that governs the lungs, the circulatory system, the arms, the hands, the fingers, and we are going to go into a couple of chest openers, shoulder openers, and start to move the energy that holds the area of the lungs and the heart. The color for the heart center Anahata is bright green, and the sound for the heart center is YAM, Y-A-M. And towards the end, we'll sing the sounds of the chakras together. For now, we'll take a nice comfortable seat and sit nice and tall, and let the breath come and go as it likes through all parts of the body. And we just start to move the breath nice and easeful through all of the centers, all the way from our seat, all the way into the sacral chakra region, to the belly, solar plexus, to the heart, to the throat center, to the third eye center, and to the crown chakra region as well. So we'll take another 3 nice deep breaths here together. And gently coming into our first yin pose of butterfly pose supported on blocks. So either bring blocks or pillows, works just as well. I'm going to use blocks today. I'm going to have one block for right below my shoulder blades and one for right underneath my head to elevate my lungs and my chest and my heart center. So the first block goes right underneath the shoulder blade tips, and that kind of harder spots in the middle upper back. And then I have the block for the back of the head. Feet together. You can prop yourself up with blankets or bolsters or pillows underneath the knees, or just simply letting your knees come to the side. And we'll stay here for about 20 breaths and enjoy a nice big heart, chest, shoulder opener. And letting the energy just open and flow out towards the shoulders, arms, palms, fingers curled. And we're only making it as strenuous as we have a super comfortable edge to lay down on. So just make yourself super comfortable with pillows, blankets, blocks, and relaxing all parts of the body and letting the support of blocks underneath your back and head start to journey of opening the front side of the body. The breath should come nice and easy through the throat, through the lungs, to all parts. We have about another 10 breaths here or so. And we just let the breath guide the depth of the pose. Gravity helping us to relax and deepen into the areas that needs a little bit more opening, a little bit more turning. Opening the gateway heart center for the 3 lower chakras and for the 3 upper chakras. The 4th chakra is like a gateway of energy for the lower 3 and the upper 3, communicating the more denser at the bottom and the more ethereal on the top. So we want to make sure that there's a nice clear space for energy to move back and forth. Another 3 breaths here. And slowly start to move your toes and your fingers and help your legs back to the center line and support yourself with your arms. And there is really no graceful way to come out of supine butterfly pose. So take your time to get out of your pose. We are going to come into archer with our arms, so you can really sit however you feel comfortable. We have a horseshoe pose coming up later, or a virasana. So I'm going to sit on a block, and maybe you'd like to do the same thing with my feet to the side of my hips and knees pointing forward. And I'm going to start with my right arm up and just kind of drop it behind towards the shoulder blades. And maybe this is plenty. Maybe we'll take that left arm, turn the thumb down, and go and find the fingers. Maybe we find a strap to help us to lengthen the arms. Maybe we hold on to the t-shirt or something. So see what works for you. We have 10 breaths on this side, and then we'll do 10 breaths on the second side to really open up in towards the chest region, heart and lungs. You can close your eyes and just sit nice and heavy, relaxing all the muscles and just using the very smallest amount that we need to sit upright and holding the pose. And having some nice communication with the pathways from the heart center, out the shoulder, out the arm. Another 5 breaths here. Consciously moving the breath through the heart center for the 3 lower chakras, for the 3 upper chakras. gently release and come to the second side. Maybe move the neck a little bit side to side, and then take the left arm up and drop the hand behind towards the shoulder blades, right in the center of the shoulder blades. The right arm can come up, the thumb down, and then maybe go and find your hands behind here. But if you don't, then leave your one hand in the lap and enjoy the opening on the left side. It does not have to be both, it could be both. Finding your fingers, strap or t-shirt back there, and enjoying another 10 breaths here together to open up in towards the heart center. Consciously breathing through all parts of the body, opening the pathways for the lungs, opening the pathways for the circulatory system. We'll stay another 5 breaths here. Nice and long breaths. Opening pathways in the left shoulder, left arm, palm and fingers. And slowly open your eyes if you had them closed. And make your arms come back down to the side. Move your neck a little side to side. And from here, we are going to come into Twisted Dragon pose to stretch all the way from your quad up through the hip flexor up towards the heart center. We might have a block with us, handy by. Let's step the right foot forward and take the left hand out to the side. I'm going to put a block for my forearm and lean on forward in towards the hips, hip flexor, and of course staying within our comfort zone, only going to about a 3 or a 4 where it's comfortable to stay on a scale to 10. We stay way below the kind of pushing and pulling area. And then from here, this is perfect right here, or you might take your right arm behind and find your foot and come into Twisted Dragon pose, staying here for about 20 breaths and just relaxing, staying in a comfortable position in this Twisted Dragon as much as we can, and letting the quad open up and letting it take us all the way up towards the shoulder, towards the chest. You might just let that left ear come down towards the left shoulder as we have turned our torso up towards the sky. Sinking in layer by layer into the areas that needs to be touched, holding the pose as still as we can, so the tendons, ligaments, fascia, connective tissue has a chance to clean and clear all the pathways that leads to the heart center. About another 8 or so breaths here. And slowly release. And making it over to the second side. Maybe counter stretching a little bit in between and then switching to your left foot forward. I'm going to use my block again. Taking it over to the side. Stepping the left foot forward. Keeping the right knee down. Tucking the toes under on the right side. And I'm going to take my forearm to the block. You can take 2 blocks. You can take your forearm all the way down to the floor. And go and find like a comfortable place here. On a scale from 0 to 10, take it up to about a 3, maybe a 4. And then check and see how it feels to maybe take a hand over towards the foot. And just kind of letting the pose kind of take you into a place where you feel comfortable to hang out for the next 18 breaths or so. And we can lift the heart and the chest and the lungs and letting the head tip down towards the right ear. Opening the pathways all the way from the quad, all the way from the seat up through the centers towards the heart, out the arms, the palms, moving slightly up towards the neck with intention, opening pathways to the heart center, Anahata center. Letting the breath come and go as it likes. Being as passive as we can in this position. No pushing, no pulling. Just letting gravity help us to release any holds, any debris, any toxins in the ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue fascia area, wherever this pose touches it. Another 8 breaths or so here. And gently release and come into all fours. Put the blocks to the side for now. Arch your spine up to the sky. Give yourself a couple of cat-cows to even out the layers. Even out the sacral region, the spine. Just a couple of cat-cows to just find the center line again. And from here, we're going to come into Anahata pose, our heart pose. I'm going to take a pillow for my head. And so we have our knees and our hips stacked and the toes are tucked under. Or you can flatten them out as well for more relaxation in the legs. Arms forward
and your forehead rests upon something that feels comfortable. Maybe it's all the way down to the mat, maybe it's on a block. You can take your elbows out to the side and relax, or you can have your arms forward and feel maybe a little bit more of a lengthening from the heart center. So take it to where it's comfortable for you. I'm going to relax my arms down and melt my heart melting pose. Staying for another 15 breaths here or so. Make yourself comfortable. Letting the chest open, letting the spaces between the shoulder blades relax. Another 10 breaths here or so. Another 3 breaths here. And slowly coming all the way back up. And maybe arch your spine up. Sink back into child's pose for one moment. Just one breath here. And then from here, we're going to come into either using a pillow again or using blocks for one more version of laying on blocks and pillows to open up the heart with legs either straight forward or legs in Virasana or Hero's pose, shoelace pose in Yin Yoga language. I'm going to take the block back this way, so it's not the full way and it's not the halfway, it's just right in between. And then I'm going to have it a little bit lower for my head this time. And so we have the option to lay with the legs forward because we really are focusing on the heart center. But if you feel like it would benefit you and help you to maybe open ankles, knees, and hips a little bit more, then you can always bend your legs into horseshoe pose with your feet next to your hips, with your toes pointing up and your knees pointing straight down from your hips, with a block right below the shoulder blade tips and your second block right for the back of the head.
And that way we have a little bit more opening in towards the chest area, in towards the heart area. And we get to, whether the legs are forward or if they're bent, we certainly do get a little bit of a nice extra awareness for the bottom three chakras, Muladhara, Svadisthana and Manipura, all the way from the seat up through the sacral region, belly button, up towards the solar plexus. We'll stay here for about another 15 breaths or so, enjoying this nice, relaxing, passive, heart opening pose. Letting the shoulders relax, letting the energy from the heart and the lungs just circulate through the whole body, and especially open up the pathways in the arms, elbows, wrists, hands, and fingers. About another 5 breaths here or so. And gently start to move your toes and your fingers, and taking your hands over towards your legs, maybe on your feet, and making your way up to a seat. If you had Virasana or horseshoe pose, then please take a down dog if you'd like. And just kind of
Get the energy through the legs and the knees and the ankles. And from here, we're going to close our practice with straddle pose. So you might sit on a blanket, on a pillow, and we are going to just kind of close up those back bends, taking the legs as wide as we are comfortable, sitting onto something nice and comfy for the sit bones, and legs wide in a comfortable way, arms on a block or arms onto the floor, so whichever works for you. And then from there, we are just simply going to relax forward and relax the spine, closing up the front side and kind of rounding the spine and letting gravity help us. If you have the forearms down, you can always face the palms up, relax the neck, relax the feet. Letting the hips even out. Letting the energy on the whole spine up towards the back of the heart and the lungs. Have a nice full elongation stretch into the ligaments and tendons and fascia by holding this for about 20 breaths. Breathing in through the whole heart center with each breath. Another 10 breaths here. And slowly making your way up from here. And hands hands underneath the knees and gently bringing your legs together. And from here, we are going to roll down or just simply help ourselves down to a comfortable Shavasana, maybe with a pillow. If you have a pillow close by, it's always nice to have one for the head, for the neck, arms out to the side. And just letting all of the poses that were done assimilate and find its right and whole place to be for us, where it can work in harmony with all the other centers in our body. Taking some nice deep breaths in towards the heart center. And I encourage you to stay in Shavasana, and I will play some of my chakra bowl for us, and whichever position that you're in, you're welcome to chant along the sounds of the chakras: LAM, VAM, RAM, YAM, HAM, OM, and silence. And they are all listed below in this text here. For now, it's Shavasana, and we are just tuning and toning our chakras with the help of the chakra bowl, with the help of all the poses in our yin class, and with the help of the sounds of the chakras to start to communicate with them and ask them to give us messages of maybe how to be or how to eat or drink or nutrient wise to really fill the chakras with vibrancy. So enjoy the tunes, enjoy your Shavasana, enjoy your practice. Necessary and feels good, or come to seated meditation for as long as feels good for you after your practice. Thank you so much for joining me today for Anahata Chakra Yoga for our health and well-being. And tomorrow we'll move up to the throat chakra, Visuddha. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.